So today in this lecture, we discuss about evaluation of double integration when change of order of integration. So sometimes it is not possible to evaluate the double integration, but if we change their order of the integration, then the integration is possible. So sometimes the evaluation of double integration is not possible with the given limits of integration, but after changing the order of integration, the evaluation is possible. Let us take one first example. Let us evaluate double integration under the limit 0 to infinity, x to infinity e to the power minus y upon y with respect to x and y. So now if you see this integration, the first limit of the given integration is function of x. So this is first limit. So this first limit is function of x. So this is the limit for y. So this is y is equal to x to y is equal to infinity. This is limit for y, and the limit for x is x equal to 0 to x is equal to infinity. So if you see these two things, and then clearly we have to first integrate this e to the power minus y upon y with respect to y. But now this is not possible to integrate with respect to y. Okay, but if we integrate with respect to x, then it is possible. But since the first limit is function of x, or this is limit for y, so we cannot integrate with respect to x. So what we will do, we will try to change the order of integration. What it means, this is the limit for y, so we should convert this limit for the x and this limit for the y, and then we will try to evaluate it. So let us see, the first limit of the given integration is function of x, so it is the limit for y, hence we have to first integrate with respect to y, which is not possible, but integration is possible with respect to x, hence we need to change the order of integration. So how to change the order of integration? So we have to first write down what is the area of integration. So area of integration is what? What is the limit for x and what is the limit for y? So let us first write it. What is x is equal to 0 to x is equal to infinity, and y equal to x to y is equal to infinity. So this is what this combined together give us the area of integration. So the thing, okay. So here, just look here, here we have the graph. X is equal to 0, x is equal to 0 means y-axis, this is x is equal to 0, y-axis, to x is equal to infinity means this goes to infinity, whole. This is what from this right hand side of the y-axis. This is the limit for x. Lower limit is 0 and upper limit is up to infinity. In the same thing, x tending to infinity, right? And second is y is equal to x. What is the limit for y? The limit for y is equal to x. So this is the lower limit for y. Lower limit for y. This is lower limit for y. And what is the upper limit? Y tending to infinity. So this is what it is, the upper limit of y. So clearly if you see that, what is the combination of, what is the common part, which is called the area of integration. So x is equal to 0, this, to x equal to infinity, and y is equal to x, y is equal to infinity. So this is what this is the area of integration. So now this area of integration, we have to change the order of integration. So now here the limit of x is from constant to constant. So we should change it from variable to variable, and the limit of x depending upon y depending upon x. So the limit of x will depend upon y. Okay. So just look here. What we will do, what is the minimum value of y? So clearly minimum value of y is equal to what? It is 0. And maximum value of y will what? Y will vary according to this. So maximum value of y is equal to infinity. So the limit of y varies from 0 to infinity. Second thing, the minimum value of x is what? It is 0. So the minimum lower limit of x is equal to 0. And upper limit of x is what? It is according to, now in this point it is 0. But in this point, what about this point? What about this point? So the upper limit of x will vary according to the line y is equal to, x is equal to y. So the value of x is equal to y. So the upper limit of the x is equal to y. So now in this manner, we are able to change the order of integration. So how we can write it? X is equal to 0 to infinity and y is equal to 0 to x to infinity to the power minus y upon y. Dx dy can be written as, now here x is constant, so we are doing y is constant and x is variable. And now then we can integrate it. Let us integrate it. What is the, so we can write in this manner, e to the power y upon y, we can take outside, we have to integrate this part with respect to x. So what is the integration of this? Integration of dx with respect to x is x. So this is what, x under the limit 0 to y dy. So now if we simplify it, what is this? This is y, this will become y minus 0, and y minus 0 means y will cancel. So this y and this y will cancel. So what we are getting, e to the power minus y upon y and y dy. So this is cancelled and we are getting integration of e to the power minus y under the limit 0 to infinity. So if you integrate it, what is the integration of e to the power minus y? E to the power minus y upon minus 1 under the limit 0 to infinity. So if you put the value, this minus 1 is what? It is minus e to the power minus infinity minus e to the power 0 is equal to minus e to the power minus infinity is 0. So 0 minus 1. So minus 1 will become plus and we are getting 1. So the answer is 1. Okay, so now just look here. We have already seen that if we have given this double integration, so the integration is not possible. But once we change the order of integration, the integration is possible and the required answer is 1. Let us come to the another example. Let us take a slightly difficult question. Now, here the first limit is function of x. So what it means? This is the first limit of the given integration is function of x. So it is the limit for y. Okay. Hence, we have to first integrate with respect to y, which is not possible. Which is not possible. Why? Because just look here 1 plus e to the power y comes and root over 1 minus x square minus y square are present. So now multiplication of two terms which are very different term and which is also in the denominator occurs with respect to y. So the integration with respect to y is not possible. But integration with respect to x is possible. Okay, but integration is possible with respect to x, hence we need to change the order of integration. So here, what is the area of integration? So this is the limit for x. So x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0 to y is equal to root over 1 minus x square. So this is what, if we simplify this part, this will become y square equal to 1 minus x square or x square plus y square equal to 1. So it is nothing but a circle of center 0, 0 with radius 1. And then we will change the order of integration. So how to change it? Just look here. So we have given a circle. This one is what? It is a circle. So what is the lower limit? X is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 means this is x equal to 0. X equal to 0. Sorry, x equal to 0. This is x equal to 0 in y-axis. X is equal to 0 to x is equal to 1. Second one, y equal to 0. Y equal to 0. This is y equal to 0 to y equal to 1. Not 1. Y is equal to under the circle root over 1 minus x square, this circle. So this is the upper boundary of y. So if draw this, what we are getting, this part so this is what it is, the common area of integration. This is the area of integration. So now in this area of integration, we have to see what is the minimum value of y and what is the maximum value of y. So the minimum value of y is 0, y equal to 0 to y is equal to 1. So this is the lower limit and upper limit of y equal to 0 to y equal to 1. What about the lower limit of x? So clearly the lower limit of x is also 0, and upper limit of x depends upon, now this is in this manner x varies, it depends upon this circle, x square plus y square equal to 1. So what is the value of x? If we see, so x is equal to root over 1 minus y square. Okay, so now the limit of integration will be y equal to 0 to y equal to 1, and x equal to 0 to x is equal to root over 1 minus y square. So I is equal to integration. Now this is the given integration. This is the given integration. And now this integration is converted into this form. So now here, the first integration, the first limit is function, the first limit is for x. So now we are able to integrate this in very easy manner. So how to integrate it? So can we write 1 minus y square in this manner, root over 1 minus y square whole square. So we are writing like this. And we have taken 1 upon 1 plus e to the power y outside because it is free from x. So what is this? It is what it is, a square minus root over a square minus x square. So what is the integration of 1 upon root over a square minus x square is nothing but sine inverse of x by a. So sine inverse of x upon what is a, it is root of 1 minus y square. And what is the limit of the integration? It is 0 to root of 1 minus y square. So let us substitute the limit. So upper limit is root of 1 minus y square. So this 2 will cancel. It will become sine inverse of 1. And this is 0. So sine inverse of 1 and sine inverse of 0. So what is sine inverse of 1? It is pi by 2, 0. So we can write it. This pi by 2 we can take outside because it is constant. Okay, we have written same thing. So it is 0 to pi by 2 we have taken outside, and 1 upon 1 plus e to the power y dy. Now we have to integrate this part with respect to y. So let us do this thing. We are dividing and we are multiplying e to the power minus y in numerator as well as in denominator, because if such type of expression will come, then it is not possible to integrate it. So what we are doing, we are dividing and multiplying by its opposite value, e to the power y. So its opposite value is e to the power minus 1. So again we simplify it. What will become? This is e to the power minus y, e to the power minus y, e to the power y. So this is e to the power 0, and e to the power 0 is equal to 1. Now we are multiplying by minus sign in this part and this part. Why we are doing this? Because the derivative of e to the power minus y plus 1 is equal to e to the power minus e to the power minus y dy. So this is what it is. We know that formula, integration of f dash of x upon f of x with respect to x is equal to log of f of x. So here the numerator, this part e to the power minus e to the power minus y is the derivative of 1 plus e to the power minus y. So we can write it log of e to the power minus y plus 1 under the limit 0 to 1. And now if you substitute the lower upper limit, it is 1. So y is equal to 1. So it is first and it is second. Y equal to 0. So this minus 1 will go denominator 1 upon e plus 1 minus log 2. So minus pi by 2 into log, this is what, if you simplify it, 1 plus e upon e and minus log 2. So this 2 will again come to denominator. And now if we change the sign, so this will be inverted. So this is log of 2e upon 1 plus e. So this is the value of the given double integration. So now it is also possible when we change the order of integration. So now let us go to the another example. Evaluate this. Now here we have taken the first limit is function of y. So this is the limit for x. But now just look here, it is not possible to integrate with respect to x because x present in the first term as well as second term. So it is possible, the first limit of the given integration is function of y. So it is the limit for x. Hence we have to first integrate with respect to x, which is not possible, but integration is possible with respect to y. Hence, we need to change the order of integration. Again, we find out what is the area of integration. So limit of x is equal to limit of y is equal to 0 to y is equal to a. So limit of y equal to 0 to a, and limit of x is equal to y square upon a to x is equal to y. So y equal to 0 to y equal to a, and y square is equal to ax. It is a parabola, and this is a straight line. Okay. So let us discuss about this thing. So y equal to 0. What is y equal to 0 over here? Okay. So y equal to 0 means x-axis. This is y equal to 0. Lower limit for y. Then y equal to a. Y is equal to a. This is upper limit for y. Similarly, lower limit for x is equal to y square upon parabola. This parabola. This is the lower limit for parabola. Lower limit for x. And upper limit for x is this. So now what is the area of integration? This part is the area of integration, this one. Okay, so now here what we have to do, we have to, it is not possible to integrate with respect to x. So let us just change the order of integration. This is the common area, so we have to change the order of integration. So what is the minimum value of x? Clearly, minimum value of x is equal to 0. So x is equal to 0. And maximum value of what we are getting here, a. So how we get, if you put x is equal to y over here, so we will get y is equal to 0 and x is equal to y equal to a and x is equal to a. Okay, so we are getting the point a and point 0, 0. So the minimum value of x is 0, maximum value of x is equal to a. So the lower limit of x is 0, upper limit of x is equal to a. So this is the limit for constant value. Second, what about the limit of y? So limit of y varies from this upper direction. So what is the minimum value of y according to this straight line? That's why the lower limit of y is x, and the maximum value of y is according to the parabola. So what is the value of y? It is root of x. So this is the change of order of integration. So I is equal to y equal to 0. This is the given integration, and now we have changed the order of integration. The value of y square is equal to root x means what? Y is equal to root x. Okay, now we are able to integrate this with respect to y. So what we are doing, we have taken 1 upon a minus x outside the integral whose limit is depending upon x, and this is limit for y. So now we have to integrate this part. So let us put this is equal to t, then it is what it is, dt, but there is a minus 2 minus 2y is missing. So what we are doing, we are multiplying and dividing by minus 2, so that this part, this minus 2y dy, is the derivative of ax minus, what is the derivative of ax minus y square? So this is 0 minus 2y dy. Okay, so that's why we have written this. And x is constant over here. So this will become, what is that? Again, we apply the same formula. Integration of f dash of x upon root of f is equal to 2 root f. So this is our f. This 2, this 2 and this 2 will cancel. And now we put the upper limit and then lower limit. So this will become 0. So we are getting 1 upon root. Now how we can write it? A minus x can be written as root a minus x and root a minus x. Correct. And now if we take root x outside, it is root a minus x. So this root a minus x, root a minus x will cancel. So we are getting this minus and minus will become plus. Okay, there is no, I think no minus sign. This minus and this minus will become plus. So this will cancel and we are getting root x upon root a minus x. Okay, so now how we can write it? Root x can be written as This minus minus will become plus. X to the power 1 by 2. Root a minus x is a minus x to the power. It will goes to numerator and will become minus 1 by 2. Okay, now let us put x is equal to at. Then what is dx? A dt. If x tending to 0, t tending to 0. If x tending to a, then t tending to 1. Because if it is 1 a, then a will cancel, t is equal to 1. So we have I is equal to 0 to t, a t to the power 1 by 2, a minus a t whole to the power minus 1, a t. Again, what we are doing, we are taking a common from this part, a common from this part, a common. So 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 plus 1. So this will become 0 and this is 1. So a to the power 1 is a. And here if we have taken a to the power half remaining, so this is t to the power half is remaining, it is 1 minus t to the power minus half is remaining. So this part is 0. So we have a. Now how we can write t to the power 1 by 2 is written as t to the power 3 by 2 minus 1, and this minus 1 by 2, it can be written as 1 by 2 minus 1. So now this is nothing but a beta function. So we are what is beta function? Beta of mn is equal to integration under the limit 0 equal to 0 to 1 e to the power m minus 1 minus t to the power n minus 1 dt. So now this is what m is equal to 3 by 2 over here and n equal to 1 by 2 over here. So this is what beta of 3 by 2 comma 1 by 2. So again we know that beta of mn is equal to gamma n divided by gamma n plus n, and gamma n plus 1 is equal to n gamma n, gamma 1 by 2 is equal to root pi. So how we can write it? This is gamma 3 by 2 1 by 2, so gamma 3 by 2 gamma 1 by 2, and then they divide by gamma of 3 by 2 plus 1 by 2. So if we simplify, what is gamma 3 by 2? It is 1 by 2, because we apply the second formula. This formula if we apply, then gamma 3 by 2 can be written as 1 by 2 plus 1, or 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2. And 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2 is gamma 1 by 2. For gamma 4 by 2 is equal to what? It is gamma 2, and gamma 2 is nothing but a 1 factorial, means 1. So 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2 is equal to root pi into 1 upon 2. So it is what? It is pi upon 2, pi a upon 2. This is our answer. So in this manner, we are also able to find out the double integration by changing the order of integration. So now there are some examples, exercise questions that we have to solve it. This is question number 1 is similar to our example number 1. Here we have to first integrate with respect to x, but it is not possible. But if we integrate with respect to y, then it is possible. So in this manner, we are able to change it. Similarly, second, third, fourth. So there are many examples we have given over here. These examples are very simple, and these are all examples can be solved with the help of change of order of integration. Thank you.